Final Fantasy is on Magic Online, and I need to test out brand new cards in Vintage, starting with Blue Red Wizard Vivi. All right, welcome back, Vintage Gamers, to our first Final Fantasy Vintage deck. The one card that everyone across all formats is talking about is Vivi the Black Mage here. This card is, I guess, I'm gonna, oh, that one, this one, boom. There, you can read it now. Vivi. So the biggest thing is when you cast non-creature spells, it gets a 1/1 counter and deals 1 damage to each opponent. So just casting spells, picking up Moxen, playing Moxen, whatever, is going to build up a big creature, and it's also going to deal damage to the opponent at the same time. So double threat there. And then its unique ability, which I think is the part that makes it very interesting for most formats, is 0 mana, add X mana in any combination of blue and red, where X is Vivi's power. Will activate only once on your turn, and only once each turn. Only during your turn and only once each turn. Sorry. So you cannot do it on your opponent's turn to like cast a counter spell. This card, like theoretically in my head, if we can play it, cast some Mox and get some mana, play a stock up off of it or something, that would make it reasonable. If you're comboing off with PO, obviously you're going to get a nice big infusion of mana. Maybe you don't need to play a Storm card because you have this card as a Storm card. That's the kind of the idea. I've watched Vivi in a couple other formats, and it looks powerful. I think the format it's got to be the best in is actually Dual Commander. That's a format on MTGO where you kind of play a 1v1 commander game with like low life totals. This card as a commander seems extremely good in that format. In Vintage, I have a sneaking suspicion that this is not going to make the cut. One thing that people who want to ban Lurrus always say is that Lurrus is stopping you from playing 3-drops. And I'm here to tell you that's not the case. Lurrus is helping you make better deck building decisions and not playing 3-drops in your deck. 3-drops in Vintage have to be extremely good for them to be played. And 4-drops typically have to win the game when they're cast. So this card, unfortunately, I don't actually think makes the power level bar for our Vintage deck. But we're going to give it a shot. I played it through a league. It definitely does some interesting and fun things, so we'll try it there. We're going to pair up Vivi inside of a classic wizard PO shell. Vivi itself is a wizard, so that's going to enable our Flames of Anor. And then it synergizes really well with like full Moxen. You want to play this ahead of curve. You want to be picking things up with PO and making a bunch of mana with Vivi and doing a lot of damage. I'm also going to fit into two Corey Steelcutters. I actually think they pair really well with Vivi. One of the big reasons is you can give your Vivi Trample Haste, so you really don't need to cast very many spells to win with this card. So theoretically, in games where we're not PO comboing off, we could like just cast enough spells where our Vivi is a powerful threat. And the combination of Trample Haste means that we can definitely forego things like Volt Key or Storm cards, and we can just use our Vivi as our way to actually end the game. The one nice part about getting rid of Lurrus in our deck, because we can't play Lurrus with Vivi, is we do get to play Karn as a great artifact mana mirror breaker. This card is just extremely good in Vintage right now, but it's hard to have a viable deck that gets to play Karn, so we're going to do that. And then I think there are some deck building issues here. I really want to have some more artifacts in my deck. Would love to have some Sensei's Tops in my deck. I feel like those play really well with Vivi. But you don't really have a lot of space if you try to include stock ups and trainers. I do think the trainers are the worthwhile inclusion. So yeah, we're going to start here. And then if my worry is if you like cut POs and you go towards a more like spell-based deck, then you just are not doing a powerful enough thing for Vintage. So we're going to start with this powerful thing and move from there. Sideboard, we have Ley Lines. I put Tinker Sphinx in the sideboard. I think Tinker Sphinx is nice to help shore up some of the problems in like the Dredge matchups and some things that are popping up along the metagame. And then also like having a Sphinx in my sideboard means I can get it with Karn. That comes up a decent amount of time where you want to play a Karn on turn 1 and then minus and grab a Sphinx so you can pitch it to force. I do have the Lattice though to make the Karn kill by itself. That might not be necessary either, but for now it's fine. Rending Volley is our anti-mono white tech. It's really, I think, the best one that red has to offer. Being able to play this on turn 1 through a Chancellor trigger is really cool. I have a screenshot of that today happening as well. If something like an artifact deck becomes a problem, you can play things like Shattering Spree and more Hercles and more Sabotages and all those kind of things. So yeah, I'm not including Tinker Citadel in the main. I actually think Tinker Citadel is just not very good right now. These PO decks are running a lot of land, so there's a lot of bricking happening, and the format is running tons of Flusterstorms and Pyroblasts, and sacrificing your artifact to cast Tinker is just never been worse. So I think Tinker in the sideboard for a robot, but no Tinker Citadel in the main. That's how we're going to try it out today, and see what we can do with our cool new Final Fantasy card. I have a couple other ideas for different Final Fantasy cards. I'm thinking that we can do some kind of aggressive Tifa deck, and maybe we will do some kind of Cloud Skull Clamp deck. If you have Final Fantasy cards you want to see played in Vintage, make sure you comment in this video and tell me what you want to see, and we'll see if we can make it happen. I will see you in round 1. The legendary NYSE Open returns to Long Island in New York. This 9th installment will be a 15 proxy, $500 entry fee tournament where the top 8 will return home with 8 pieces of real unlimited power. Black Lotus, Ancestral Recall, Time Walk, and all 5 Moxins will be part of this celebration of vintage. At 100 players, there'll be an additional wacky draft with classic booster packs from Ice Age to Onslaught, the NYC trophy, Karn altars, $1,000 in giveaways, dealers, and much, much more. Check out the link below for all the details. I hope to see you there. Let's battle. All right, here we go. Round 1. I do not have a cat. I have a nice Mox in hand, though, but 2 uncastable Flame of Venors. Still a keep. This is another problem with Flame of Venor. It's not exactly the easiest card to cast. You just don't want to have more Flame of Venors in your deck. You want 2. 2 is a great number. 2.5 with a Merchant Scroll even. Do you think we are going to cast our Divination here? I guess it's more like... What do you even call this? 1 mana, draw 2. What would that card be called, chat? I just need to make sure I can get to the mana to cast things. Broken. Pot of Greed. Okay. I don't know. My opponent did not reveal a companion. Not companion. A companion, yes. But casting this on my turn runs me into Mindbreak Trap and Negation, but not casting it means I could like pick up my Moxen and then get hit by the Chalices of the World, Vexing Baubles, those kind of things. So I don't think so. I think Vivi is pretty much the most hype card of the set in basically every format. So Thoughtcast, reasonable. You really want to make sure, like another push and pull that Vivi has is that you kind of want to hold your Moxen for Vivi, but you kind of want to play your Moxen in Vintage because there's too many ways that your Moxen can get stuck in your hand. So my opponent is on Dredge, which I think is one of our worst possible matchups, and we got our card negated. There are people playing Void Mirrors now, too, for a short time, I assume. That card is... I don't know, man. I'm not a believer. I wasn't a believer back then, and I'm still not a believer now. I do think it's okay in the mono white deck, though, but... Alright, Dredge. I would say Vivi can block the Vines, but this is not going to be Vines. These things all have 3 power. Can be rough. I don't think that card is good. Astrologian's Planisphere. It's just like you don't need a big blue growing creature. That's not a thing that you need in Vintage. Like those exist. Those have existed before. Chalice. See, this is why we don't. So I mean, like I played around this Chalice, right, by POing on my turn, but I played into negation. Hmm. I'd love a Thunder Trap Trainer into a... I guess a Black Lotus wouldn't do it. Never mind. Still think a Thunder Trap Trainer would be good. Ah, perfect. Urza's Saga always helping me cast my spells. I am so happy that I have Urza's Saga in my deck. What a great Magic card. Yep, I mean, I'm playing a 2-color deck to try to avoid being color screwed, but that only matters for Justin. No one else in Magic has to worry about colors. All right, so this is an Icarid and another Amalgam and a Narcomoeba. I guess we're just dead. Unless we can combo off. But I'm not 100% sure what would even be the card that lets us combo off here. I guess a Black Lotus would do it. A Time Walk into a Black Lotus off the Saga would probably do it. Because then I can play Vivi and then play a Black Lotus. Oh, wait, no. I have to play Black Lotus first. Maybe not. Maybe I wouldn't have enough colors then. Yeah. I don't know. I am very dead. Probably lose a second mana crit flip while I'm here, too. Won the flip. All right. Time Walk is probably my best draw then. Perfect. I am so thrilled. Urza Saga Gaming. What a great Magic card. Imagine restricting Urza Saga. I'm just dead on board. What am I doing? Oh. All right. Anyways, we're probably losing game 1 to Dredge no matter what, so it's fine. Let's bring in Tinker, Citadel, and... It's not Tinker, Citadel. Tinker, Sphinx, Flusterstorm, and Leyline, and then we'll take out Island... and Karn and Lorien and Shane and Misstep. And it's probably a pretty bad Corey Steelcutter matchup. Probably don't need them. Something like this. Try again. All right, try again. I have a Leyline, I have a Tinker, but no Moxen. Can't imagine putting back this Leyline hand. If they don't have a Vigor right away, I have Flusterstorm as well. I play against Dredge maybe twice a league on average. It's the cheapest deck on Moto, so it makes sense, but... No, Fluster comes in the Bazaar matchup, or in the Bazaar matchups, because you want to protect your Leyline. And Fluster is the best way to protect your Leyline. I'm just trying to figure out if I'm supposed to bring more Dredge hate to NYC as well. Do they have an upkeep Vigor here? No. All right, well. It's going to give me some time, but I am a little weak to Hollow One at the moment. Classic, Justin tries to brew a fun and interesting card for content, and I have to play against Dredge, where my fun and interesting card does not matter. The only card that matters are sideboard cards. Icarid, Amalgam, Powder, Hollow One, second Hollow One, even though one Hollow One was exiled to Serum Powder. We might not have enough time to wait on this holding up Flusterstorm. I think I have to cast Thunder Trap Trainer. I mean, it's 15 proxy, right? So I don't really think that's true. If you go back and look at last year's NYSC, there were only 4 Dredge and 100 players, and Dredge was played twice as much on Magic Online during the same time period. So I actually think it's the opposite usually. Wow, that is a bad Thunder Trap trainer. But I guess Mox Opal could theoretically be pitched to Tinker here, so. And I'm gonna get Vigored as well? No, I'm not gonna get Vigored, okay. I did a whole video on my Patreon for people who are interested in my metagame evaluation going into NYC. It's about 30 minutes long. Pretty good video in my opinion, so. I compared last year's NYC to the metagame that was present at the time on Magic Online. I checked out different data trends over the past few months, so if that interests you, it's there. I just am unlikely to ever win a game of Magic. My draws this game have been Leyline, Sphinx of the Steel win, and then my Thunder Trap trainer hit Mox Opal. Okay, well. Yeah, I'm not expecting 0 Bazaars, but I'm gonna just straight up lose to Dredge that was never able to put a single card in their yard. No reason to block. Okay, I mean, I guess we go to the next round. Sometimes you lose games of Magic, and there's nothing you can do about it. All right, it looks like we've repaired into Dredge again. See if we can't do better this time. I have a Vexing Bauble, which turns off most of their deck, but once they activate and put in the yard, I still need to try to win faster than they kill me, which is pretty hard to do. This hand does have a lot of Mox in, though, so I think we have a pretty decent chance. I would say the average skill level of an MTGO player is significantly higher for Vintage. But you also will find a significant number of MTGO players in paper events, so. Is there a specific reason to go blue-red instead of Grixis? And no, I mean, I just thought, I thought I wanted to have blue and red mana, and that's it. And I've already lost one game in this league because I didn't have blue and red mana in my blue and red deck. So, yeah. I decided I did not want... I also just, there's no room to play all of the splash cards. Like, where am I fitting splash cards into this deck? I don't know where. So, yeah, I kept it simple. Tried to play blue-red, tried to fix my mana issues, and still lost anyways. I think I would force this. Losing Probe is sad, but... I don't know. My hand is not very good. Like, this is not stock up, you know? Hollow 1. Alright, no Dredgers, Hollow 1. They probably have an additional force backup, maybe. So I think what we'll do here is... I'm going to go Volcanic Island, Mana Crypt, Quarry Steelcutter. Obviously, we can't trigger Quarry Steelcutter on turn 1 in Vintage if you play it on turn 1. But I'm going to play a Vexing Bauble and see what my opponent does with that information. And then I can just crack the Bauble if I need to cast these spells. But I think this spell's getting countered based on my opponent's sequencing here. All right. So I'm going to hold these for next turn. And my opponent has no Dredgers and a Bazaar, so I think we're favored from this spot. We just need to find some action spells like Thunder Trap Trainer and stock up in Pio. I think we're going to win this game 1 against Dredge. My opponent's 7-card Dredge hand was not bad, but it didn't have a Dredger. Like, it had Force, blue card, black card, Grief, Bazaar, and Hollow 1, but doesn't mean it's good. All right. I'm gonna hold the Pearl, so I can try to trigger again next turn. But I mean, I have 8 million action spells in my deck, so I'm hoping we can find one. Is my opponent going to Noxious Revival, end of turn, a second Bazaar? Is that what's happening here? No. Okay, we're just chilling at the end step for fun. Fair enough. Luris would be quite good here. I agree. That card seems like it'd be playable in Vintage. My opponent has still missed on Dredgers. I'm sure I'll draw a fetch land. It'll be fun. I'm dying. I'm at 11. 7, 3. Sure, whatever. I'm gonna block, I think. Did they cast Noxious? I must have missed it. Well, they hit a Dredger now. Did they cast a Noxious? What did they Noxious? Not Bazaar? I'm a little confused then. uh I'll take one more hit. They might have. It's certainly possible. I don't know. I should I like restart the stream or something? Like the variance that we're hitting is quite something. Oh, I'm just gonna die. That's not good. We've just played no games. Our deck has not functioned in it. Like it, I don't even understand. Nothing has happened. Everything is bad. Like it doesn't. All right, there's a PO. Thank God, man. We might just like win this game now, which is the funny part. What is happening? Just giving our opponent a chance, you know? Huh? It's a snap PO. Without even using our academy. Yeah, we won this game. I don't know. I just expected this to happen like 3 turns ago. So I'm a little perplexed. I've literally... What are you talking about, bro? Dredge is so broken. Dredge literally beat us through a hollow... through a ley line, no problem. Very easy. Oh, I should like cast more things. I don't want to play against Bazaar. The whole point to Jordan is to not play against Bazaar. It's impossible to play Magic to show off new cards if my opponent is playing Bazaar. That's the whole problem. I just played the wrong land. It's fine. Opponent is deterministically dead. I want to play nice blue mirrors where we can play fun Magic cards and have a good time. And give me my 1 mono white initiative buy every round. It'll be fun. All right, do I have lethal yet? I guess I do. I need a red mana to attach? It's kind of annoying. All right. 1 Corey Steelcutter is lethal, baby. Boom! All right. I mean, if I didn't have Trample, I would just Flame of Venora the Narcomoeba, so it's not really very relevant, so... To Jordan, we literally just lost round 1 to the exact same opponent playing the exact same deck. What are you on about? My God, the bias of the chatters is so crazy. Dredge is so strong, and Dredge players just act like Dredge is unplayably bad. They're too used to the entire year it was allowed to be a 60% win rate best deck in the format, and they want back. They want back to the glory days. It's the same with shops players. Their decks are not allowed to be balanced. They have to be broken. uh Oh, I was cutting. I'll just cut one. Whatever. This is fine. Try again. Dredge is fundamentally broken. Not even like outside the fact that it has balanced win rate. Like it's just a fundamentally broken deck. YOLO. Do it for the Vivi. Do it for the Vivi, chat. This might be Vivi's time to shine. This Black Lotus hand. Maybe Vivi will be broken here. I'm excited. Surely it will resolve or not be griefed, or my Black Lotus won't be griefed, or I won't be mind break trapped. They noxious my force back on top of my deck? Oh, that makes so much sense. Oh, I was, yeah, clearly not paying attention. They noxious my second force back on the top of my deck. Ah. All right. Thank you for looking at that, not me. That makes so much sense now. All right, Vivi time, chat. Oh, wait. Is Vivi even good here? I guess it's good because my Mox Opal makes a blue mana, but then I can't really like, use it that well. Whatever. It's gotta be fun, right? We gotta do it for the content. Well, I'm not gonna be able to stock up off it. I'm gonna be able to cast Ancestral off it. Boom. I can block Hollow One. Ah, maybe it is good. Those cards are not very good, but that's okay. I tried to make my deck have good mana, chat. I played strictly blue and red mana. I didn't splash a third color. I didn't splash a fourth color. I didn't even splash a fifth color. And I still can't make blue and red mana. Yeah. I think Vivi might actually like solo win this game, so that's pretty cool. The thing is, if I have to use Vivi to make mana in the beginning, it means that I don't get to make a ton of mana with her. So this was a pretty risky game. If my Vivi was countered, I believe we would just like instantly lose on the spot, right? What's my opponent up to? I haven't even checked. Unbeatable Vivi, restricted now. Yeah. It's a male dark mage. No, black mage. Sorry. I'm learning Final Fantasy lore. I didn't know this was a this was a race. It's its own race. I the start of the screen. I thought black mage was a class because it's a class in Final Fantasy or a job or whatever. Are we gonna lose this game? Actually, I'm at 11. Chat. I kind of want to just like draw a Mox that's not an Opal, so I can like cast some spells before Vivi. I kind of think we're losing this game. I'm 11 cards deep. I need some mana, I think. Bro, please, game. Okay. What do we do? Trainer is not advancing our mana, though. Like, it can hit a Mox, which will give us 2 mana, so it'll be mana neutral. But if I Merchant Scroll, I don't really have targets to hit here because I've already used Ancestral. Scroll for Git Probe. No, sorry, Plasma Beam. That is a illegal game action, only in paper. All right, I think I'm gonna lead on Trainer, try to hit a Mox, and get to a PO. Scroll for Walk, another classic. All right, Mana Crypt is happening for sure here. It's probably my best possible hit. All right, so now I'm gonna make, I think, all blue mana. And then can I stock up? Stock up would have to hit a Mox. We put 1 Mox on the bottom. Can I win the game if I just cast PO here and PO for 4? I would still have to hit a Mox. I wouldn't have to hit a Mox because I would be able to Mana Crypt stock up on the back side. Whereas if I stock up and I miss on a Mox, I just lose on the spot. Jordan's doing a bit of trolling tonight, huh? Having already put a Mox on the bottom of my library makes me hesitant to cast this stock up. Especially considering, like, Soul Ring. I guess Soul Ring does work, and Mana Vault works, and Time Walk works. Yeah, I think I'm down to stock up. All right, hit a Mox. This was very close to not working, chat. This is about as close as it possibly gets to not working. I don't know if that Mox was the 5th card down, so the PO would have been bad too, but now at least we can PO. We're gonna pick up everything. And then hopefully we draw more Moxen. Okay, there's a Soul Ring and a PO, so we can go again. Can I put a Vivi first? I can go Ruby, Crypt, Opal, Vivi, 1 colorless. Play Soul Ring, 1 blue. No. So I can't. So I guess I just PO then first. My opponent should F6. All right, this is +1 mana, and I still have a PO in my hand, so I can leave the red mana for Vivi next turn. I guess I could theoretically double force to pump Vivi. That I guess is something I didn't exactly consider. Might have to. Let's see what this looks like. Again, I don't have a blue mana until I play 3 Moxen, so let's play Mana Crypt, Soul Ring, blue. And then we play Vivi with a bunch of extra mana. Should be good. Then we can probably PO again. So we play a Mox. Double force the Mox? I guess so. That gives us a bunch more blue mana to work with. And then make a bunch of blue mana. Vivi's looked pretty good in this game. Oh, I have to hit a Mox off this. Oh, no. Did I throw the game? I guess I should have went Trainer PO. Whoops. I hit a Mox. It's fine. I probably should have went Trainer PO. Sorry about that. All right. That looks pretty deterministic. Blue, red, Vivi, Mana Crypt. Yeah, I mean, Vivi was legitimately very good here. It made a bunch of blue mana in spots that I didn't really have blue mana. I can't help but be impressed in this game specifically. All I needed was a Black Lotus to make it good. Surely we can have one of those in every game, right? All right. I guess I'll just leave. Yeah, pick it up. Why not? Another one. Whee! All right. That was pretty cool. Now they're F6. Let's go. All right. Just cast six Moxen. Mana Crypt victory. All right, that was pretty sweet. Okay, we can save the video now. The video is allowed to stay. You're welcome, YouTube. I was ready to trash it. I was ready two non-dredge, two dredge matchups, no gameplay. Trash it, go to the next one. Okay, here we go. Round 3. Opponent has not shown a companion. I'm gonna keep this hand. I like these all Moxen hands. Though we don't have a Lurrus, I guess. Turn 1 Void Mirror. Is it a turn 1 Void Mirror? It's a Glaring Flesh Raker. Okay. Fleshy boy. It's basically Vivi versus colorless Vivi. Oh, am I getting turn 1 killed? With 2 tops? If it finds a top, I just die. Nope. Just need a PO. Didn't find a PO. Guess I'm casting Brainstorm. I see. I guess it means we die. I guess I will bin the island. Oh wait, if I use my Thundering Falls, I guess I use my Thundering Falls next turn. Great. Well, this is bad for the home team, for anyone keeping track. But maybe we'll find action next turn if we make it to next turn. I don't know. There's so much action in my deck. Shouldn't, like, keeping Brainstorm find me a Thundertrap Trainer or a stock up? Or is that crazy? I think I have to hold this force for a second Sensei's Top. I don't think I'm allowed to counter a second Flesh Raker. Probably should have drawn on upkeep so that they could have cast the spell again this turn. Oh, that I think I just die to, right? So All right, I can draw PO and win the game, or I can not draw PO and lose the game. Survey says. That could be a PO. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, all right. Let's kick a Thunder Trap Trainer and try to find a PO and win the game. Well, I actually have to find a Mox and a PO. That's a problem. Perfect. I guess we lose the game. This could find Lotus PO. No, it can't even find Lotus PO. Okay. I think you have to kick there. Oh, they didn't activate top on upkeep, so I think we're fine, because they can only cast one spell this turn. We can force it, and we can block, right? So I think we're fine. This doesn't kill me, right? Deals 4 damage, I think. Yeah. You wanted to kick with 2 Volks up? My opponent should have just activated top on upkeep, right? All right, that should win, right? Seems likely. All right, I'm gonna do blue, red, Vivi. And then how much mana? I have 7 mana. So I can kick a trainer and still snap time walk, or play a trainer and still snap time walk. Oh, actually, I have a Vivi. So I could Karn and get more mana and then still snap walk. Do I have anything in my sideboard? I have a Sphinx and a Lattice. Do those cards matter at all? I feel like they don't. Maybe I should have just zeroed to get one this turn and zeroed to get one next turn. All right, so here we snap a time walk, and then we win on the next turn by kicking a trainer. Cool. I guess we can lattice lock them, and we have blockers, so that works as well. But yeah, I do think my opponent would have won this game, right? If they just activate their... You gotta... In this deck, when you have all this mana, you always want to activate your Sensei Stop in your upkeep so that you draw the card you would normally draw, and then you would draw your Sensei Stop. And that is going to give you an extra spell every turn. I mean, I think we win the game on that turn. I'm pretty sure kicking a trainer finds us a PO, and PO wins the game on the spot. I'm pretty sure we don't have to pass the turn. But I assume you would want to lattice lock first, because playing a lattice means your Tolarian makes like 7 more mana or something. So it probably is at least even. What are we doing? I don't really have sideboard cards for this. I guess I bring in Hercules and Sabotage and Tinker. And then I cut Flusterstorm and Island. Vexing Bauble, and Karn is great in this matchup, though. Lorien, I guess. Keep it in chain and sync for Null Rods. But yeah, I think we were just supposed to lose that game. We did not draw well enough off of our brainstorm. Ooh, a Black Lotus Vivi hand. And Mental Misstep is quite good in this matchup. Mana Crypt. I think Sphinx is fine. Like, just don't expect to win the game all the time. Turn 1 Raker off of Mana Crypt. Pass. Alright. Black Lotus. I have the Volcanic Island this time, so I can make blue mana and red mana. I think Vivi is going to look very good in this game. So I have enough mana now to just do a PO. Just PO these two and leave the Vivi. No force here is a little awkward. I want to hold this opal for like triggering Steel Cutter. I guess there's like not very much downside to holding opal, right? I expect to try to win the game on the next turn with like a lethal Vivi attack. If we make it to the next turn, but Mental Misstep should insulate us against like a Sensei Stop, so yeah, Sensei Stop combo would be a problem here. How does this thing deal with the One Ring? I assume it doesn't deal damage while there's protection. 2 Flesh Rakers. I guess a One Ring could be an issue here. All right. Very low on life here. Hopefully we don't die, but at least I block. Oh, that is not too bad actually, because Vivi is gonna make us sink mana. Wow. Wait, maybe Vivi is pretty nice. Whenever we've had Black Lotus Vivi, it's been quite good. The Vivi is performing pretty well when we have Black Lotus. All right, so I can make any combination of blue and red. If I make 1 red, 4 blue, play Corey's Steel Cutter, and then I play Bounce Null Rod. Bounce Null Rod gives me access to an additional... Well, if we play Opal first, we don't get a monk, but maybe we don't need a monk. In which case, maybe we don't play Corey Steelcutter first. No, we can play Corey Steelcutter, and then we play Opal, and then we play Sync, and then... So, sorry, Corey Steelcutter... No, but then we have to play Corey Steelcutter, we have to activate Vivi. So, do I want to get an extra mana off my Mox Opal, or get a monk token? I guess, theoretically... I mean, we also want to play Corey Steelcutter anyways to make a mana with my Opal, right? Do I need a token to win? Probably not, because I probably want to equip Corey Steelcutter to Vivi anyways. So let's play Opal. And then we'll make... I guess we should just make all blue, because we have a red land. But how do we win this game? I guess POing is how we win this game. I mean, we might snap a PO here. How much mana do I have? I have 6 mana, which is enough to... I mean, that's only enough to snap a PO. That's not good. I think we have to stock up. This line does not look very good for me. Maybe I shouldn't have sunk in a super. Snapping a PO here is bad. I go to 0 mana. I have Mox Opal Mana Vault. It's like not gonna work. We weren't very close on like Steel Cutter Vivi, right? So like making double red mana off of our Vivi wouldn't have changed a whole lot. I think we need to cast stock up. Yeah. Okay, well, I mean, that is pretty good. Hey chat, the stock up card might be good, by the way. That's lethal right now. 10, 13. All right, okay, Vivi. As long as we have a Black Lotus, I think you're great. Okay, here we go. Round 4. So far, when Vivi gets played on turn 1 with a Black Lotus, it's been pretty good. Let's see if we can't continue that gameplay. This hand also pretty good. Jet Bubble against the spirit of the format, one might say. If it resolves, they don't get to do anything, and then we get the uncounterable PO on the turn after. It'd be pretty good. See what happens. When is Void Mirror getting restricted? I don't know. Probably the time that Urza... Oh, wow. The Chancellor. That is going to disrupt our mana. All right, I'm going to pay for the Mox Jet, and then I'm going to make my opponent's life stink with a Vexing Bauble. It's going to be hard for them to deploy fast mana to play Mono White. Mono White can't really play through a Void Mirror, Void Bauble, Vexing Bauble, Chalice of the Bauble, whatever. All those things. Planes go, baby. Planes go. All right, I will PO. Cool. All right. Maybe they have Ancient Tomb and they can play something good this turn. I probably shouldn't have played this Mana Vault out so I could crack this Bauble in Force if I wanted to. Are you actually level 1? See. See. Oh, they did have the Ancient Tomb. All right. Well, I have regrets here. If I had just chosen to hold the Vanavolt back, I lose mana, but I have the ability to at least crack Bauble and force something. Not sure I would have, to be fair, but... My opponent asked, what do you think about Vivi? And I said the same thing I said to you, chat. It's good on turn 1 when you played off a Black Lotus. All right, so stock up is 6 mana now. Means I'll probably just kick a Thunder Trap Trainer. Flame of Anor. Ah, card is so good. Better than Time Walk here. What's better than 1 Flame of Anor? 2 Flame of Anors? I actually think it is. I think the mono white matchup is so free if you ever get to a point where you can cast Flame of Anor. It's so strong. Sure, I'll take 3. Probably cracking the Bauble. Might not have to, though. Okay, well, now I'm going to crack the Bauble. I don't really want this happening. I want my Flame of Anors to be castable. All right, they're off it. Based and good. Destroy your creature, draw 2, cast stock up. Trumping would be pretty bad there. It enables like a random source of plowshares to turn off my Flame of Anors. And what the hell? Why would we care about 3 damage? 3 damage is nothing. On the draw versus Void Mirror. I guess we don't have any like Shattering Sprees or anything in our deck, but probably just play Steel Sabotage and Hercule's Recall. And am I supposed to bring in Tinker Sphinx against the deck that has 4 Witch Enchanters and Swords of Plowshares and shit? I feel like it's so bad. I wish I had a Portal in my sideboard. Tinker Portal is pretty freaking good against this deck. I'm not sure Tinker Sphinx is very good. These are the average league I play against to Jordan. Everyone plays Bazaar. It's crazy. I don't know. That's an extremely normal league for me. Yeah, I'm bringing in this. I got distracted. I'm bringing in Rending Volleys here. I guess Karn's not very good on the draw. Vexing Bobble is not very good on the draw. Probe is kind of want Probe. Normally I cut Probe in this matchup, but I have a lot of things that trigger off of it now. Maybe this Merchant Scroll is not very good here. Yeah, maybe. I'm just cursed? I mean, we know that. I would kill to play a league that was 4 PO in a Lurrus control deck. That would be fantastic. That's the kind of practice I want. Good gameplay. Well, depends on how many Moxen are drawn, I guess. All right, let's run this back. All right, so we have to keep with Void Mirror in mind. Am I supposed to keep this hand? Why can't my Urza Saga just be a Volcanic Island? Like, I need to cut this card. I need to cut it. I need to cut it from my deck. I hate Urza Saga so much. It doesn't cast my spells. I think I'm supposed to put this hand back. I mean, if I drew a red land, it's really good. It's not a Mox Ruby or Sapphire. That's not how Magic works. This just should be a fetch land. It should just be a fetch land. I think it should just get cut and it should just be a fetch land. How many hands is this card going to ruin? How many games is this card going to ruin? What a mulligan. This hand's so bad. Ugh. Oh no, I'm gonna get... This is not a keepable hand against mono white. All right, whatever. It's fine. Which card is the worst here? This one. And this one. YOLO. Chancellor times 2. And a turn 1/3 drop. I think I'm Dredge. And a Vexing Bobble. All right, game 3. All right, bring my Vexing Bobble back in. Bring my Karn back in. Take my Probe out. Take my Hercules out. What is going on in chat? I probably mentioned this before in the deck tech, but I missed it. Is Curiosity too stinky for Vintage? So, like, here's the thing, Soba. When you're trying to make your bad card good, what you want to avoid at all costs in deck building is playing more bad cards to hope that the synergy suddenly makes 2 bad cards good. The way to make your bad card good is to surround it by good cards. So, Curiosity, bad Magic card. Putting it in my deck with Vivi is not going to make my deck better. It's going to make my deck worse. I just like, well, yes, my hand loses if they have one of many things that kill me, but like mulling to 4 also loses, so I might as well hope they kept a hand that doesn't have the thing. Like maybe they play turn 1 initiative creature or something. Like I understand that my hand wasn't going to win the game versus a majority of hands, but I think mulling to 4 is not going to win the game versus like any hands. So I'm willing to risk it to try to make it work, you know? This hand is really bad if my opponent has a Chancellor, but whatever. I'm gonna Ancestral now because I want to be able to play Moxen. Okay. All right, well, I overdrew. It's fine. I mean, I already cut Citadel from this deck. I'm gonna force this. Vivi, stock up. Vivi, stock up. Vivi, stock up. I have these trainers. I probably don't need stock up. All right. I don't know, man. I kept all my lands in. I have more lands than I need in this deck. Void Mirror, then. Now I can only draw lands. I don't know. We're 13 cards deep. Bro. Oh, I fetched a volcanic because I was like, oh, I'm casting Ancestral. I'm going to get so far ahead. Just doing this now because it's just efficient use of my mana. I mean, the Vexing Bauble didn't matter. The Vexing Bauble was completely irrelevant. What's mattered is I kept a hand, cast Ancestral, and drew no lands, no Moxen, no anything. Oh, that's just bad variance. I mean, the game is over. I lost this game. I just want to play Blue Mirrors, please. Please. Can I just play some Blue Mirrors? Like, why are we just flipping our hands over for fun? Oh, well. Okay, here we go. Round 5. We have gotten to do the Vivi thing a couple times, but we've also had just a lot of non-games this league. Unfortunately, that's sometimes how it goes in Vintage. Sometimes you have a league where you have a lot of back and forth, and sometimes you have a league where you don't get to play very much Magic. Here, it looks like Eric has given us a blue mirror, so that should be fun. Maybe we'll have a Vivi mirror. Turn 1 Vivi. Sweet, Vivi mirror. Let's counter it. We've already seen how good Black Lotus Vivi was. Ancestral Recall in response. So my opponent opened with Black Lotus Vivi Ancestral Recall. Seems pretty good. Yeah, it's Eric. Eric is the resident hipster. He needs to have the worst printings of each card he can. I actually don't mind it. I think it's a pretty cool art. Ooh, do we want to Merchant Scroll for Ancestral, or do we want to Black Lotus stock up? Stock up has a higher chance of finding us lands. I guess we could play... I would like to have hit 2 lands here. I could take Fetch Land, Brainstorm, and then hope my Brainstorm hits. All right. All right, I've read enough. I've read enough. Enough of you. Let's do... I mean, Vexing Bauble means I turn off all of his Moxen draws. But it makes me... It means I have to hit an actual land drop on my top of my library to... proceed in the game, which doesn't really feel like it makes a lot of sense. Let's go with Brainstorm. I might not even Brainstorm my end of steps here. I might just go for a fetch, a Thundering Falls. Sure. I assume then he'll have a trainer. Ooh, Black Splash. So not a mirror. Yeah. I guess I should probably Brainstorm in response if I want to avoid mental misstep. Do I want to do that? I don't think so. Pretty sure I just want to put a Thundering Falls into play. Force of Will from my opponent. Let's see. Just looking for land. Yeah. Okay. Cool. So let's cast Brainstorm. All right. He's just gonna force Brainstorm. That's totally acceptable. Does strand our Opal, but we still have backup Merchant Scroll. What does he have? Demonic Tutor. Okay. What do you Demonic Tutor for here, considering Ancestral Recall is gone, Black Lotus is gone? I guess you could get a Urza's Saga. Guess you could hope you hit a land and get a stock up or a Flames of Anor. Probably want to draw a land, so we won't fetch. Steel Cutter. Doesn't look very good here. Let's go with Merchant for Ancestral. Maybe he went and got a mental misstep and it's gonna really get us. But I think that's fine. All right. What did Eric tutor for is the question. Mana Vault. PO? Stock up or PO? Stock up. Interesting. 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 Somehow I don't think our Ancestral is going to resolve, though. Any off-color Moxen lets me go Steel Cutter Moxen Opal Ancestral, which is kind of nice. Get some beatdown going. Huh. I don't know. I think I'm behind. Oh, Vexing Bauble. Interesting. You think he Demonic Tutored for Vexing Bauble? Or you think he took it off of stock up? It does mean my Ancestral resolves. But I would have had Corey Steel Cutter, Pearl, Opal Ancestral. I kind of think I'm supposed to resolve this Ancestral. Well, I'm going to make a big attacker next turn. Ancestral Recall. What are you doing to me, friend? What are you doing to me? Soul Ring. Even Magic Online doesn't want to display that. All right. So I guess another Steel Cutter would work pretty well. Force. All right, I'll throw two things into this Steel Cutter. Let's get on the board. Somehow feel like I'm not winning this one. Is it because my opponent has cast Black Lotus, Ancestral, Vivi, Demonic Tutor stock up? Probably. Just waiting to get PO'd, basically. Vivi? Vivi! Woo! And Sapphire. Uh-oh. So 1 mana from PO at the moment. No. All right. So this game is winnable. We have some pretty good draws from here. I don't think that's one of them, but it actually is kind of nice because I can get the Sphinx of the Steel Wind and get Force. Turns off all the mana. They have some Vivi mana, but... Oh, last card, Force blue card. Or Force, it looks like. Alright. Hopefully they don't top deck something here and we can maybe go wide. I'm gonna untap this Mana Vault, or... No, gonna let it be. Top deck, he believes in the top deck. Survey says... Top deck stock up. Top deck trainer. 1, 2, 3, 4... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I would have kicked trainer for sure. But I guess this is going to hit a PO and the PO and win, maybe? My opponents never brick with this deck, but I always brick. Oh, yeah, hit PO. All right, how much are you willing to pick up there? I mean, you watched the stream. You also saw me brainstorm and miss. Dead to Vivi. Oh, leave Vivi in... That is not the right PO targets. There is absolutely no chance that's the right PO targets. Okay, yeah, Vivi attack here is going to kill me, I guess. I think he just missed the Mana Vault. Doesn't matter, it's deterministic still. Maybe he's being cheeky and picking up one less because he's still going to kill me. My brainstorm hit triple lands. How can it not be a miss? What? We started the stream off by drawing Leyline, Opal, Sphinx of the Steel Wind against Dredge. All right, we're dead. I don't really feel like Vivi mattered here. If my opponent had just top deck Thunder Trap Trainer, it would into PO, it's still going to win. I think it was pretty win more. But the fact that this game was close, even though my opponent had Lotus Ancestral Vivi on turn 1 and Demonic Tutor, is pretty good. Kind of had to dodge one more turn. If we dodge the top deck, we can have Force up, and I think we're probably winning. Only because you misplayed and missed a damage. I would never have gotten the turn to win the game if you had just tapped your top in your upkeep to deal an extra damage. So Vivi Mirror, I'm gonna bring in Rending Volley. Not Rending Volley, Pyroblast. I don't think Rending Volley is good enough. Obviously, it kills Vivi and Thunder Trap Trainer, but doesn't seem like a very good use of my mana. Just gonna take out Island and Chain and Lorien. I don't think it matters. Like, if they go off there, we just die no matter what, so I don't think it matters. I'd rather deal damage to them and pressure them to try to win the game. Like, my opponent top decking action spell there and killing me with Vivi is fine. That's allowed. I think leaving back a blocker is like limiting your chances to win the game. This is another Black Lotus Ancestral Hand, it seems. So I guess we're going to lose. Okay. Never mind. Blue decks and Vintage also have no games. Vintage, terrible format. I actually think game one ended up being a pretty interesting game, even though my opponent had a strong start. This would be an interesting question. If Eric is going to... So would I rather get the Force of Will, out of the hand, or tap him out? So he can't cast another spell this turn? I guess I'd rather get a Force of Will out of there. I don't know, man. Does it matter? I'm just dead, right? Force pitching Force. That means he didn't draw a blue card per turn, probably. Mox. Soul Ring. I mean, if he goes like... Could even just divin... Yeah, I guess so. Well, this was certainly a stream. This was certainly a stream. Didn't even play the Soul Ring to hold up a Pyroblast or something. Fair enough. It's my Black Lotus. Wonder if that'll be good enough. Yeah, it could have been worse. Could have been 5 bizarre matchups. True. True. Very true. Oh god, this Snapcaster Mage turns on the flame as well. I mean, my opponent's kind of had Jewel hands, huh? Did we really dodge Jewel? Ooh. It's gonna go into our upkeep. So smart. Pretty sure he has a Pyroblast, but what am I gonna do about it? Maybe I should have led with Flusterstorm. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I guess so. Could hardcast Force as well. Okay, sure, yeah. Well, I'd say it was a fun league, but not that much interesting happened. Just a lot of blowouts either way. We did get to do the Vivi thing though, so that's nice. Unfortunately, we didn't get to showcase too many games where Vivi was like played at a normal time. Like, yeah, Vivi's gonna be pretty good when you play it on turn 1 off of a Black Lotus, but like, how good is Vivi on turn 2 off of 1 Moxen? How good is Vivi on turn 3 with no Moxen? Feels like we didn't get to see a lot of those scenarios. I mean, this is what happens. You splash black and your deck gets a lot better. Last card PO. Oh, right. Last card Flame of Anor. Yep. So if my opponent has no spells in their hand, I could theoretically Flame of Anora this Vivi, but that does seem like a losing idea. Pretty sure I would rather just draw two. I have not really played most Final Fantasy games. I have played the MMO though, and I thought the MMO was quite good. 14. I like that game a lot. Has great raids. Cool story. I'm not dead. This Karn is a little too late though. I guess my best draw is Mana Crypt PO. I'm likely to die if I play this Karn, right? Any spell kills me. So I guess I will PO for one. Alright. He's got the last card, Mindbreak Trap Hardcast, and I'm dead. Alright, so that was the league. We went 2-3. I went 2-3 off stream as well, which is just about how good this deck is. It's just clunky and bad, is the problem. Playing 3-drops in Vintage, and even like kind of playing Corey Steelcutter to some extent, is just not good. Even if this card is blue and pitches the Force, and sure, it can do some pretty nice things synergy-wise with your deck if you get it going. All in all, it is not a card that I think should be played in these decks. Even if for some reason Luris was not in the format, you still wouldn't want to play 3-drops. You just want to play actual good cards like Thundertrap Trainer. So while we did get to do some pretty cool things, and Vivi did have some shining moments inside of the games where we were able to play her far ahead of curve, I think in general this card is like just not costed correctly to be a Vintage All-Star. It's certainly playable, right? It's a blue card. If your creature is blue, by all means, it can go in your decks. And I don't think that its effects are bad. I think that making a bunch of extra blue mana off of your spells is totally good, and obviously the growing and pinging makes for a fairly fast clock. Yeah, I would say I would like cut the Corey Steel Cutters. I would go maybe you can play one Vivi, but then at that point like we are sacrificing the ability to play Luris to play like Vivi and Karn. It's not particularly good. Unfortunately, I had to sacrifice a lot of like actual good cards or cards that help the deck function to like get these cards into the deck. It's certainly possible that you can do more synergistic things with Vivi, but like it's hard to pass up on PO, right? Because PO synergizes extremely well with Vivi, picking up everything to replay everything, growing the card, dealing the damage, making more mana. Like I think that makes sense. But then like what am I doing? Am I cutting stock ups? Am I cutting trainers? Like what makes sense here? I don't know how you would make a more synergistic version of this deck that maybe is slightly less powerful. And if it's slightly less powerful than the deck we played today, which I don't think was particularly powerful, it's probably a bad sign. Can't do much with Agatha's Soul Cauldron in Vintage because you just like need to have too many things going to get the Agatha's Soul Cauldron going. You need to have like things going in your yard. You need to have more creatures. You need to have it's not a very good Vintage card, unfortunately. Agatha's Soul Cauldron is a very cool card, but yeah, it doesn't really make sense here. So yeah, I mean that's how I feel. Certainly you're allowed to disagree, and I actually encourage people to try it out, make some builds that are different from my version. But for now, my verdict on Vivi is going to be Vintage playable, but not something you should be going out of your way to do in comparison to other things in the format. That doesn't mean all the Final Fantasy cards are duds. Let me know in the comments below what you want to see played out of Final Fantasy in Vintage. I'm going to at least do Cloud searching up Skull Clamp, and I will at least do Tifa trying to kill someone. That one I have very low expectations for, but we will do our best on a Wednesday night to try to make Tifa attack for lethal. Thanks for watching. More vintage content on the YouTube channel every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I'll see you then.